OK, moving on for now. Former New South Wales RSL President James Brown is set to run as the Liberal Party candidate against teal independent MP Sophie Scamps in the seat of Mackellar at the next federal election. New South Wales political reporter Julia Bradley is in Mona Vale on Sydney's Northern Beaches this morning for us. Julia, what do we know about the candidate?
Well, Holly, James Brown officially pre-selected by the Liberal Party to run in this high-profile electorate of Mackellar. This is a seat which takes in much of Sydney's northern beaches, including areas like Narrabeen and Palm Beach. Now, James Brown is an ex-army officer, previously having served in Afghanistan, Iraq and the Solomon Islands. As you say, also the previous president of RSL New South Wales and the youngest person to ever hold that position. James has also formerly been married to Daisy Turnbull, who is a daughter of former Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, also the chair of Invictus Australia. So continuing that work, supporting veterans and their families. And for the first time since he was pre-selected yesterday afternoon, James Brown joins Sky News Live exclusively. How are you going, James? And how was the pre-selection yesterday? You must be feeling happy.
Good morning, Julia. Look, I'm excited to get started on this fight. It's going to be a tough campaign against a very well-resourced opponent, but I'm ready to stand up for the community that is doing it so tough in this economic crisis at the moment. I want to stand up for them in Canberra. I want to be able to help them change the government when it comes to the federal election next year.
How do you think your military experience will help you in this next adventure running for politics?
Well, I've been through tough times. I've put my hand up for service on a number of occasions and I've worked with the best of Australians. So I'm really proud to now be stepping into the political arena and standing up for my community. I think Australians are doing it very tough. I know that a Liberal government is the best way to fix those problems, and I'm sure that we're going to have a lot of supporters for that cause here in Mackellar.
Cost of living, really, that issue which will be front of mind for voters next year. What makes you qualified to be able to help people with that?
Well, I bought my first house at the age of 42 and I bought it here in Mackellar. And I know that not everybody can afford to do that. I know it's very tough for them. The average age of a voter in Mackellar is my age, 44. I've got two young children like so many people in Mackellar. So I understand the stage of life they're in. I understand the pressures they're having. And I hear from people in my community that I talk to just how tough it is to get ahead at the moment.
And James, along with your military experience, you also were recently the campaign director behind the by-election campaign for the overlapping state seat of Pittwater. That was a devastating loss for the Liberal Party, that seat having gone to teal independent Jackie Scrooby. What lessons can be learnt from that you'll take into this fight for Mackellar?
Well, as you know, that campaign took place in very difficult circumstances. I'm enormously proud of what we put together, and I'm enormously proud of the relationships we built during that campaign with the community. We heard week in, week out just how tough they're finding it with high energy bills, grocery prices. I mean, we're seeing supermarkets now putting groceries on lay-by through Afterpay. That is an extraordinary development. So what do I take out of that campaign? I know that we're going to have a tough fight here in Mackellar. I know that we're the underdogs. Our teal opponents are incredibly well-resourced and incredibly well-financed. But I also know how happy people were to see the Liberal Party standing up for them. We were welcomed, and although we didn't win that election, I think we took a lot of lessons from that will help us when it comes to fighting in Mackellar.
Thank you for your time, James. We'll let you get back to preparing for the memorial service on Remembrance Day.